Hi guys, I gotta speak out on this a little bit, because if I don't speak out on this, I'm gonna lose it. So, it's 8:58, and I have work at 12, so this is gonna be sort of a short video, but I don't care. Currently I'm trying to draw another picture, so that's what I will be doing right now while I talk about this. So, obviously, anybody who watches me has probably already seen the Jay Consay video about James Charles. And this is not about a drag queen. I realize that. I have to re-record my India Farah 2.0 video. However, that's coming up, and I really am scared of that video because of the relationship that I have put out there on the internet with India about how I respect her and stuff. And that video does say some really harsh stuff, so I may not voice my opinion on it. But James Charles and the D'Amelio family, let's talk about that. So, I'm just going to get straight to the point. It's drama. And with like every drama, it is being blown way too out of proportion. Starting with the actual video, what I have to say is, yes, I know some picky eaters. I eat anything. I love escargot. I love my favorite food for a while was frog legs. I could never be a vegan because I like meat too much. So, this is not coming from me, and I'm not trying to hop on the Jay Consay train because, you know, he's his own person, I'm my own person, he's more successful than I am, and I don't really have that many followers that watch my videos. But, I just wanted to speak my 2 cents to it. I've known some picky eaters in my time. What happened there was, yeah, it was telltale signs of a picky eater, which I'm not shading a picky eater. I understand that some people don't like certain types of food. But videotaping and recording it, there was problem number 1. I don't think that should have been recorded, especially when the chef was standing right there. But that's just me. And I didn't even watch the full video on Jay Consay's channel, which you need to check out because he's the T. Because I was so scared. I'm not scared. I just was over it. I'm misspeaking because I'm concentrating on this. Honestly, here's my 2 cents. And I know nobody asked for it, but I feel like this is where we stand right now. Death threats and hate comments are never cool. Anybody who has been on social media, my mom, who was on a TV show for just 1 episode and got a high honor, received threats from fans of that show about how they didn't like her and that she shouldn't have won what she did. And to that I have to say, get over it. You just wish that you had won and you didn't. But that's beside the point. What isn't beside the point is death threats, which I know will get me demonetized. So, honestly, here's what I have to say about that. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Would you love if every second of every day you're receiving these messages telling you that you're worthless, that you should go end your life because you didn't eat snails in front of somebody? If you said yes, then you're a psychopath, because nobody should feel that way about anything. I get it. It was rude. It was very rude of them to do that in front of the chef. Looking back on it, what Jay Consay said about the team and what they've said about the team and stuff like that, that brings it to a whole new light, especially if the chef was in on it. But then we get to Trisha Peytas. Now, Trisha. Poor, sweet Trisha. I have issues with Trisha Peytas that I'm going to just tell you right now. And if Trisha mentions me in a live stream, I'm going to actually poop myself, because we don't have running water here right now. So, I haven't been able to use the bathroom in a couple of days, which is too much information, but you know what? So be it. Which I doubt that Trisha would mention me, because I'm such a small YouTuber in this small platform. I'm hoping that she doesn't, because reasons. But I actually agreed with James Charles when he said about what he said about her being canceled. I understand why Trisha Paytas has been canceled. When I started watching Dissociated, after Anthony Padilla's series on spending people with dissociative identity disorder popped up in my recommended page, I started watching Dissociated because I thought it was really cool to talk about mental illness and to talk about to watch Dissociated's Nin at this point, because their newest videos have been with Nin, about how they have coped with dissociative identity disorder. But one of the videos was marked Trisha Paytas called us out. I was like, oh really? Let's see what Trisha Paytas has to say. And they reacted to it. And let me just say, Trisha, you have gone on this platform to talk about stuff multiple times and think that you can voice your opinion on this platform. But the difference between you and me, because I know you would bring that up in a conversation, is that I don't have that many followers than you do. In fact, the people who watch my videos don't really care. Like, I could really just, I don't have thousands of followers. Now, I have no idea how Trisha Paytas has gotten her followers. But what I can tell you is that watching that video of Dissociated reacting to Trisha Paytas' comments and how they were crazy, it made me really, really, really sad. Especially after they had to switch to a different person, to Kyle, who... Kyle is the T. I love Kyle. Especially any video relating to Kyle. Especially when they had to resort to basically bringing in Kyle, who is her protector. Reacting to those types of things in a positive way would have been really beneficial, knowing that you stand with a community that is hurting. But when you constantly are like, well, I'm going to voice my opinion and nobody can tell me otherwise, that is hurtful. That is mean-spirited. That is just terrible. If I were to ever make and I know I'm going to make a Sonique video, I'm not going to make fun of her being transgender. I would never do that because I respect people's choices. What you have done is basically told your followers that it is okay to make fun of people who are different than you. Now, the voting for Trump and stuff, I don't know if there's any validity to that. If she's said, yeah, I voted for Trump, she has, I guess. I mean, I don't care about who you voted for. Because, frankly, looking at it's fine, whatever. You voted for somebody who didn't win. That's basically it. In terms of how this is all played out, it is blown up way too much. Number one, anybody who posts a video about it now runs the risk of running afoul on one of the people who have been in this, I don't want to call it a scandal, because it's not a scandal, but this drama. But I'm risking it because I have really nothing better to do. Bam. I know she kind of looks weird. She's a llama. I accidentally colored her face wrong, so if it looks like she's like, it's not my favorite look, but it'll do. The fact of the matter is that she was just... Here's what I'll say about each of the victims. Obviously, if the team was in on it, like they've been saying, which they only did that after the fact, I think they should have put a disclaimer in front of something, especially if they were going to be reacting the way they did. Like, Shane reacting to Arby's, that was funny, because Arby's is a big brand. They're not going to get hurt by some middle-aged white guy, gay guy eating Arby's. No. But when you're when you are a big channel like the D'Amelio family, who has just gained followers over and over, it is very important to keep up your status. Now, we know some families, like the Kardashians, who have kept their status as well as just gone off the deep end. But going off the deep end this early in your career and getting canceled this early in your career is not good. Now, I'm going to focus on Charlie for a minute. Charlie is a minor. Who the F does this fan base think it is to comment death threats to Charlie because she didn't like snails? That is so frustrating to me, because that is what people on Drag Race get all the time, and they get forced off of social media for a while until the hate comments died down. I mean, Widow Von Du got so many hate comments from the fan base after literally doing nothing wrong. And that is not okay. Charlie is the same thing. I know that she fucked up. And I know that there are people who... One moment. I know there are people who have suffered with eating disorders and all of that, but when you are a minor, the most that you need to be worried about, even if you're famous, is what filter you are going to put on Instagram, how you're going to do your homework. You should not be worrying about, well, Charlie 82.93 said for me to go kill myself again. That's not appropriate. I mean, how would you like it if people were commenting that about you? I mean, I've received one death threat in my entire life, and that was because I posted something about Biden, and I handled the situation just by blocking them and not starting the drama. To James has done nothing wrong in this sense, but this is like the 80th drama that you've gotten into, and you're only 21. Focus on yourself and not on other people. Because if you keep on focusing on other people, drama starts, and then something will happen to you that will make you hurt. I know that there's not going to be that much of... I'll be right back, I'm sorry. Sorry, I had to check on something. There will always be haters of James Charles. I'm not a big fan of James Charles, but I respect him as a influencer, and I respect him for the joy that he has brought millions of people. I can't really say that much about the D'Amelio family because honestly, I haven't really watched them. This is really my first reaction to them, but all I can say is that I feel for Charlie. I don't really know much about the older sister. Now, death threats are still not okay, but the older sister would be at more fault than Charlie would have been. Just saying. None of them deserve death threats. Do not send death threats. But, you know, the whole family should be at fault for... Okay, that was just my cat. We have, like, a guy coming in today, and I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to leave for work. So... Honestly, the best thing for us to do as a community is say that we apologize to you, but next time, don't do that. You may just want to just stop having dinner with James Charles and videotaping it. Learn from your mistakes, especially if you don't like something, don't eat it. To Trisha, I'm going to say this, and it is coming from every fiber of my being, not to actually say what I want to say. All of this is not your fault. All of the death threats and stuff, there was already hate coming off of the video before you commented on it. That being said, you have dug yourself, like my cat is doing right now in the seashell. You're digging yourself further into a hole, Trisha, by just constantly talking about it. Because now the hate isn't on the D'Amelio family as much as it is on you. Because not only are you becoming more relevant, trending on Twitter, doing all this sort of stuff, you're also making people resurface your old videos where you talk negatively about the DID community, where you are making fun of the trans community. That is some of the worst content I think I have seen of you tearing down communities because of the fact that they are different than you are, and making fun of them on such a global level. It's frustrating because I would want to reach through the screen and tell you to stop. Stop what you are doing and do something else that is going to be more beneficial to everybody's time. Nin had to go to... I don't know, I haven't really watched their newest video. Sorry, Nin. But in their newest video, they're talking about psychiatric hospitals. If they mention your name at any part of that video, I will come back and say that you were the one who put them there. Because you have such a broad reach that it is very plausible that you have hurt Nin and the rest of the system so much that they had to go to a psychiatric hospital. Now, I don't think that that's the case. I think you're in the clear for that. But if they do say it is because of your video, I will probably make another video and do more. It is very hard for me to not want to go off, because it is frustrating, because you had no right to say that about any of this, and you think you do, because social media and YouTube as a platform are designed so that way you can have your own opinion. And your opinion isn't necessarily wrong. What was wrong is the way that you have handled yourself. while talking about these things. Not being well researched about dissociative identity disorder. Commentating on a minor and saying it's constructive criticism, yet you have... And I do respect that you told her that death threats are not okay, because that does show growth. But everything else you basically said, you were repeating yourself after repeating yourself. You called James Charles a child molester. And I know you said that you denied that, but mentioning him and what he has had to go through in terms of his relationship with somebody who did the same thing to him that you're insinuating he's done to Charlie is sickening. I don't like it. And I don't think James would ever do that. Most importantly because he's gay. I don't think he swings the way of Charlie. And second off, I don't think that he has that intent with the D'Amelio family. I know that there's some allegations that he has done some other stuff with straight guys, which I don't want to get into because I haven't researched it well enough. And this isn't really well researched. It's a reaction video to a video about the drama that has been going on between all three of you, all three things, plus a little bit about dissociative identity disorder. And that's the part that really disgusts me. It isn't the fact that you've gone out of your way to basically yell at Charlie for being a minor and insinuate James Charles as a pedophile. No, it is the blatant disregard for certain communities in this world that pisses me off more than anything. You're not part of the transgender community, I don't think. Now, I don't know, but you also are not part of the dissociative identity disorder community, because all I've seen is Trisha Peytas. I haven't seen, Samuel, your protector, or somebody like that. Usually, you would provide some evidence that you have dissociative identity disorder on your YouTube channel and say, this is a problem I've been struggling with. Instead of going, I have multiple personalities. It's the same thing with, Aiden Zane saying she had multiple personalities. I don't know if she does or not. But I know that Nin and her system are... that's real. That is... So... it offends me, not personally, because I do not have a dissociative identity disorder. And I'm not transgender. But coming after a community that you're not a part of, and coming after a community that is already at an all-time low, with people already hating on them because they are different than everybody else, and to do it on such a global platform, it's disgusting. And if I were you, I would apologize to every single person who you have offended in all of the communities. Make a big apology video about it, even if you don't mean it. Even though some people will go, you don't mean it. Do that. Say, hey, I have spoken out of turn about this and about of that, and I've offended you all, and I deeply apologize. Because if you do that, they will be more likely to go, you know what, we're not, well, they don't have anything to apologize about. We forgive you, because we know that you were just reacting to us, but next time do more research. And with James Charles and Charlie and the whole entire D'Amelio family, I would just stop while you're ahead. Just go, you know what? I have my last word, which is, it was constructive criticism, and don't send death threats to a minor. Bada bing, bada boom, I'm done. And James and Charlie can say their final words, and then you drop the whole thing. But keep in mind that more and more drama, if you start more and more drama, the more it's going to stir up the fact that you're in the wrong, even though you had no part in it to begin with. So I would like to thank you all for joining my TED Talk and my rant. Do not send death threats to Trisha. I know I have been very harsh on her, but if she starts receiving death threats, that would be bad. Do not send anything to Charlie or James or anything like that, because that would also be very bad. I love you guys. Stay positive, and I know, stay positive, I just went on a rant about how Trisha Peytas disgusts me. And I'm sorry about what I've been saying about you, Trisha. It's just, to me, I'm in a moment where I've seen the hurt that words have against me and my issues of being gay, and to see somebody with such a big platform who has hung out with so many creators that are, LGBTQ or have disorders, and to not support them and not go, this is the standard that I have set. I've hung out with these people. I've done this and done that. It really hurt my feelings when I watched that video, because you have no idea what these people are going through. And I'm apologizing to you for being harsh, even though I don't even know if you're ever going to watch this. So, with that being said, have a great day, you guys. Don't send any hate to anybody. If I get demonetized, I get demonetized. I don't care. This needed to be said. Love you guys. Bye.